so in love with you.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. It's on the CEO of Redfin stating that sellers right now are starting to freak out. Now, as we continue to go into 2022, we now have enough data to start seeing that the trends in the housing market are all pointing to the same direction, which is a cool down and what I believe is going to be a crash in the housing market. And now that we have so much data, now that we can track the trends, track the direction, we are starting to see more and more companies, more and more CEOs come out publicly and start changing their attitude on what direction the housing market is taking. Look no further than the Redfin CEO stating that sellers are going to start freaking out. Now, if you're like me, sitting out of the housing market, this is absolutely great news. This is yet another article that we're going to read that is essentially saying that if you are sitting out, you're doing the right thing. So congratulations, guys. We are going to win because we had the self-control. We said stop. We said we're going to stop. We're going to improve our situation and we're going to be ready for when it's time to purchase real estate again. Now, that's been especially hard for me. You guys know I own property, but yet I forfeited my primary residence, converted to a rental, and I decided to rent myself. I'm about to extend my lease another 11 months, but I've negotiated with my landlord. I've reduced my rent and I've got them to agree to an 11-month lease. I'm going to put out another video on that just to see how much money I ended up saving. But again, you guys, I'm happy with the 15 to 20% decline in equity. Now, we're going to get started by reading an article from The Real Deal that's titled, Redfin CEO Says Sellers Are Starting to Freak Out as Market Shifts. That's a pretty shocking statement from a CEO of a massive real estate company, right? Or is it just them finally being realistic to what's going to happen, right? Now, you guys, remember, I am not your financial advisor, although my bio is I'm a realtor in Houston. I'm a loan officer in Texas, a really good loan officer, and I'm an instructor in real estate. I absolutely love empowering good people. I love that, guys. If you can, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and comment. I always appreciate that, y'all. But let's get started on this article right now. Kelman told CNBC's Closing Bell the housing market will look relatively similar to now in 6 months. He did have an encouraging prediction for buyers, though. Rates are probably 6%. Inventories are increasing. Sales volumes will be somewhat fine, but prices are going to soften. So, in other words, you guys, what does soften mean, right? What does soften mean? All of these word plays like crash, cool down. I hate wordplay. We're talking about negative equity. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you guys are looking for. That's why people are watching this type of content. Is it time to buy? And by the way, a lot of real estate YouTubers really failed their audience by sticking to the same type of content. What people really want to know right now, is it safe to buy, right? Is it safe to buy? What the heck is going on in the housing market? So again, you guys, I'm really trying to offer that. I'm trying to back up my opinions with my data. It's softening. Okay, so here's the CEO essentially probably implying prices are going down. Why are they going down? Because there's so many metro areas that are overpriced. I think Florida is going to get hit the most. Honestly, I'm saying right now, I think Florida is going to get hit the most, but only time will tell. Let's head back into that article right now. Softening prices would be a big deal for potential buyers who have contended with the rising cost of purchasing a home for months. The S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Index in February posted a 19.8% annual gain, the third largest reading in 35 years. Kelman said the market pinch was coming due in part to rising mortgage rates that shot up from a historic low in the wake of the pandemic. Homeowners locked into lower mortgage rates likely wouldn't be inclined to pay higher prices and higher rates for the next home, which could signal a retreat in the market. So yes, our housing market, year over year, almost 20% increase. That's why I'm saying, guys, when you take away all of the things that artificially created this market, like the lockdowns, free money in the form of stimulus, PPP loans, cheap money, when you take all of that away, it's going to come crushing down, right? Obviously, right? It was inflated artificially. You take the artificial inflation out. Does it really have a strong enough foundation to last? No, it doesn't. Why? Fundamentals are being broken. It's not keeping up with wage growth. It went up way too much. That's why the Federal Reserve are taking these measures. Too much equity growth too quickly. Let's continue reading this article right now. Kelman pointed to secondary markets where sellers would be most inclined to freak out as prices start to take a step back, including Tacoma, Washington, and Sacramento, as well as more affordable markets in Sarasota, Florida. So, okay, he's definitely saying negative equity, right? As prices take a step back, right? A step back, negative equity. So, you guys, the writing is all over the wall. AA, if you're watching this, dude, I hear what you're saying about unaffordability, right? You can't change unaffordability necessarily, but what we can do is we could definitely watch our housing market lose a whole bunch of negative equity. And now we have biased CEOs of large real estate companies essentially warning, probably to save face, right? They got egg all over their face, probably to save face, like warning, prices are softening. It is what it is, right? I've been saying that. A lot of people have been saying that. It's time to start listening. Wouldn't you agree? Let's continue reading this article. A lack of sellers has caused housing listing inventory to collapse across the country. A recent estimate by Realtor.com found that the country is short by more than 5 million homes. The number of homes on the market dropped to a record low 456,000 in March. This is super lagging. According to Redfin data, a 50% decrease from 2 years ago. Fannie Mae economists recently warned a meaningful slowdown in home sales can take root during the second and third quarters as a result of low inventory and rising mortgage rates. The economists forecasted a 6.1 million total home sales this year, a reduction from previous estimates that would represent an 11.1% decline from last year. So you guys, it's really cool seeing these big CEOs starting to sound the alarm. Unfortunately, that may be too little too late for anyone that purchased in 2022. Let's just be straight up honest. And anyone that purchased in 2021, y'all are the biggest in danger, right? Especially the people that purchased overvalued homes, but not at low interest rates. Because again, you guys, like I have been saying, and some people can't fathom this, right? I don't know why they can't fathom this. I don't know if I'm explaining this wrong, but it is way better to have a higher interest rate than pay for an overpriced house. If you get trapped upside down in your house, you cannot sell, right? What if you need to sell? Medical, work emergency, you got to move for some reason. What if you can't? And what if you can't afford your payment? Foreclosure happens. How do I know that so well? It happened to me. And instead of investing for 2 years and getting ahead in life, I had to sit back for 10 years of my life and drag my way through the mud to get excellent credit again and to become a real estate investor. And what I'm telling you guys right now is I don't want that to happen to you. But unfortunately, I think right now the damage is already done. So now now that we've sounded the alarm, it's kind of like sitting back and essentially watching what happens exactly. And we're going to see more and more of that as we enter 2022. Now, I hope you guys like this video. We have more and more data, more and more trends, more and more people that are essentially saying, if you sat back like me, like I've been telling you, good job, you guys. We didn't rush into the market. We didn't have fear of missing out, or at least we didn't let it control our investing, right? So good work, you guys. Now, if you're out there investing in real estate, I do wish you luck and I hope you win.